welcome back to Build with the Boys. I'm Scott, and we have got something slightly different from the part work builds we've been doing, but not new to the channel because we have done a lot of these. Just rotate the camera slightly there. You can see here I have got a lot of the wooden models from Robot Time, Rokr, Row Life. I've picked one up today. I've picked up the Secret Guard music box. Now, I've wanted to do this one for a while, but it was really low on my list. There were 6 in this range, if I remember right. Let me just have a look at the back of this box. There were 5 in this range. There was the Romantic Carousel, there was the Starry Night music box, there was the Victorian Lantern, and there was the projector. This one came really low on that list because I like it, but it's just a box, and that was my kind of concern. However, having looked at this and seen how kind of ornate it is and how many moving parts, I think this could be quite something quite special. I got this from an absolute steal. I got this from Amazon for £14, reduced from £45. So I'm a happy bunny with this one. Again, shop around if you're going to buy these, because you can always find good prices, good deals on these. But they fluctuate, they go up and down week by week. That's enough of my rambling. Let's get straight into the build and let's get this one built. If you haven't yet, please hit the like button if you like what you see. Or subscribe, that helps us massively. We'd love to have you. We're very welcoming over here. There are no stupid questions. If you've got any comments or anything, pop them down below. But yeah, without further ado, let's crack on. Let's get this done. So this is what we get inside the box. We've got our different elements. Sandpaper is standard. We've got our instructions. What else do we have? We have our music box element over here. We have a very large spring. I've no idea what that's for. We have a vinyl tube. And we have all our elements there to attach to this. And our wax. Wax is important to make all these things work. If you're making these and you're not waxing the parts, that's probably why you're having problems with it. Always make sure you wax all your gears, everything, wax them well, and these things will work absolutely perfectly. So let's crack this open and let's get building. Okay, so we've got our pieces to start off with. We're going to use this one here, B2, as our base here to begin, and then we're going to add B4. Now you will see there are arrows. So we're going to match that arrow there to this arrow here, and that's going to give us our orientation. So we're going to line up the holes. So there we are. And we are going to add 6 of the A1 elements. And this is the A1 element here. We're going to put 6 of these in. Once we've got these all in, this thing will hold quite nicely. So let's get these in. That's 2, 3, 4, 5. And 6. Simple enough. Okay. Next we're going to bring over piece A6. A8, sorry. Which one are we using? A6. This is A8. Let's get the right one. That would help, wouldn't it, Scott? Yeah. So it's I don't punch all the pieces out, I leave them in the boards as I'm building these because I find it a lot easier. Unfortunately, sometimes there are pieces that do have to come out. So here we are with A6. So again, this one should just sit over here, and we're going all the way through with these. So we need to get, once you've got 1 or 2 in, the rest will just follow. But it's all about, with all of these, it's just finding the orientation. There we go, there's 1. Let's try and get an opposing corner, and that tends to hold these in place. There we go, it's 2. So now we've got 3 in. They should all, there you go. Once you've got it kind of held in place, it all locks up. So there we are. That's how we're looking at the moment. Now I think we are adding the music box already to this, which is very early doors for one of these. We are. So we're going to bring our music box over it. Now, if I can zoom on this. What you'll get on these is you do get the outline of the music box. I mean, you're going to see it's only going to go in one way, and we can already see the orientation of this. It's going to be that way round. So that's going to sit on there like that. Now we do get screws with this. You do get a little screwdriver. Now, personally, I don't like their screwdrivers. I mean, it is what it is. If you haven't got one, it's good. Okay, so this isn't me criticizing what they give you. If you need one of their screwdrivers, it'll do the job. I don't, so I'm not using theirs. But should I use theirs to show you on the video? You know what? Yeah, let's do that. Because this is what you'll have, I'll use what they've given you. But I am going to do something. I'm going to magnetize it. It just makes life a lot easier. So if you haven't got a magnetizer, this is a magnetizer. It really is a simple. Just take your screwdriver, you run it inside there, and now your screws are whole when you use them. Like that. So we're going to screw this in place through the bottom. So if the orientation is correct, it should. There we go. This is our first one in. There's 3 screws we're putting this one in with. Screw number 2 there. Yeah, that's what I think. I can already see. There we go. Oops. This is why I don't like screwdrivers. I like my screwdrivers. But again, I'll show you using what they've provided to show that it can all be done with what they give you. Wow, that one's tight. That one's really tight. And then the third one. It's in here. Yeah, don't use. If you can get your own screwdrivers, get the. You know what? I can't. I'm gonna use mine. I've got to. Right, we're going to tighten these up, and then we're going to add the winder key. Okay, so we've got our pieces to start off with. We're going to use this one here, B2, as our base here to begin, and then we're going to add B4. Now you will see there are arrows. So we're going to match that arrow there to this arrow here, and that's going to give us our orientation. So we're going to line up the holes. So there we are. And we are going to add 6 of the A1 elements, and this is the A1 element here. We're going to put 6 of these in. Once we've got these all in, this thing will hold quite nicely. So let's get these in. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Simple enough. Okay. Next we're going to bring over piece A6, A8, sorry. Which one are we using? A6, this is A8. Let's get the right one, that one it's got. Yeah, so it's, I don't punch all the pieces out, I leave them in the boards as I'm building these because I find it a lot easier. Unfortunately, sometimes there are pieces that do have to come out. So here we are with A6. So again, this one should just sit over here, and we're going all the way through with these. So we need to get, once you've got 1 or 2 in, the rest will just follow. But it's all about, with all of these, it's just finding the orientation. There we go, there's 1. Let's try and get an opposing corner, and that tends to hold these in place. There we go, it's 2. So now we've got 3 in, they should all, there you go. Once you've got it kind of held in place, it all locks up. So there we are, that's how we're looking at the moment. Now I think we are adding the music box already to this, which is very early doors for one of these. We are, so we're going to bring our music box over it. Now, if I can zoom on this. What you'll get on these is you do get the outline of the music box. I mean, you're going to see it's only going to go in one way, and we can already see the orientation of this. It's going to be that way round. So that's going to sit on there like that. Now we do get screws with this. You do get a little screwdriver. Now, personally, I don't like their screwdrivers. I mean, it is what it is. If you haven't got one, it's good. Okay, so this isn't me criticizing what they give you. If you need one of their screwdrivers, it'll do the job. I don't, so I'm not using theirs. But should I use theirs to show you on the video? You know what? Yeah, let's do that. Because this is what you'll have, I'll use what they've given you. But I am going to do something. I'm going to magnetize it. It just makes life a lot easier. So if you haven't got a magnetizer, this is a magnetizer. It really is a simple. Just take your screwdriver, you run it inside there, and then your screws are hole when you use them. Like that. So we're going to screw this in place through the bottom. So if the orientation is correct, it should. There we go. This is our first one in. There's 3 screws we're putting this one in with. Screw number 2 there. Yeah, that's what I think. I can already see. There we go. Whoops. This is why I don't like their screwdrivers. I like my screwdrivers. But again, I'll show you using what they've provided to show that it can all be done with what they give you. Wow, that one's tight. That one's really tight. And then the third one. It's in here. Yeah, don't use. If you can get your own screwdrivers, get the right. You know what? I can't. I'm gonna use mine. I've got to. Right, we're going to tighten these up, and then we're going to add the winder key. Okay, so that's that one done. What we're going to do now is going to take the key. I'm going to screw this in. It's about finding the sweet spot with these keys, because what you don't want to do is be over tightening it, but you don't want it's going to start plinking away now. It's as simple as just screwing it the opposite way to where, the way it would normally go, and then there we go. Now, if this is your first time doing one of these and you hear that and you think it's a little harsh, it is. What typically happens is when you build the box around it, it works as a dampener. So it will take the edge off some of that kind of tinny sound. We're going to do more with the screws. So there are 2 different sets of screws in this one. You've got the long ones, which are these ones here, and the short ones, which are the ones we've just put the music box in. We're going to need these 3 screws next. Okay, so here are the parts we're going to need next. So we need the metal gasket, the 3 long screws, this ring here, which I believe is E3, and this part here, which is D7. Now E3 is going to sit over the ring like so. Very loosely. Now what's going to happen is when these screws are in, it's going to hold this in place. But for now, it's a bit of a balancing act. So we are going to drive the screws. So we're going to place this one on top, line up those screws there. And we're going to drive screws through to hold this gasket in place, he says. Let's see if that actually works out for us, because something tells me this isn't going to be simple. Now I'm trying to figure out if that gasket sits in this ring, or if this ring sits on top of this gasket. I think it's supposed to go in there. It is. Alright, there we go. So very gently squeeze that in. That's in. This just became a lot easier. That's good. Okay, so start these screws off just by hand to get one going. There we go. Just going to screw them by hand to begin with. Okay. Right, I'll get these other 2 in. Okay, next thing we need is D7. Now it's asking us D1. Yeah, D1. Okay, and it's asking us to wax this entire part. So taking a wax, we are just going to give this a very liberal coating of wax, because this means that this is going to have a part moving around on top of it. So we're going to make sure this thing is nice and waxed. I don't have any problem with that at all. And then in a minute, I'm going to go in between the teeth as well, just to make sure that this thing, there we go. I'm just going to go in between the teeth, just making sure that there's wax everywhere where there needs to be wax on this. So I'm going to carry on doing that, and then we're going to bring over the next part, and I'll show you where we go next. Okay, so that's that part waxed. Now we're going to take the part that we made earlier, this part here, and it's going to slot into here like so. There we go. So that goes down there. I'm going to turn this one over, and we have these 3 washers here, and we're going to put these onto the tips of these screws. So let's hope they go without too much of a fight. Yeah, it's easy enough. So there's 1. Two. That's 3. There we go. So that's that part done. This is now going to be going into the center of the piece that we made over here. And I believe we're going to attach this to this screw here on the music box. So this here is going to attach to this here on the music box. So let's see if we can get that lined up and done. There we go. So we just got to find the biting point. There we have it. There we go. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to make some gears for this. So it's very important that you wax the hell out of this. So you make sure this has got a damn good wax in between the gears as well. So you can take one of these, take a B7, which is going to slot into the back of this. It's very snug. There we go. So that's that one in. Then we take the C5, which again, we have sanded this a lot to make sure this is smooth. And that one is going to slot onto there. I'm going to pull this all the way down. And there's our first one. Now I've got to make 6 of those, so I'm going to crack on and get the next 5 done, and then we'll move on to the next step. Okay, so everything we're going to do now, we need to do 6 times basically. So taking this part here, which is C1, we're going to put 4 of the D18s in the back. And then we're going to take our gear here. Now, you want the ornate side facing outward. So this is waxed on both sides because this is going to rotate inside of here. So we're going to put that just like that for now. Nothing holds it in at this point, but it will get held in a minute by one of the cogs that we made. So that's that one there. And then we're going to take one of these pieces here. This is a C2. Orientation's mount on this one because it's blank on both sides. So we're going to slot this in. Now, again, don't worry about your B2 flopping about too much, because once this is on, we're going to hold it in place with something. So that's there like that. The next thing we're going to do is we are going to hold this in place with the gear. Let me show you how we do that. Okay, so we're going in from this side. Like that. And we're going to go straight through. Now this will sit in there. That will then hold B2 in place. And as you can see, we now have the ability to rotate. That's going to hold there. I'm going to take one of these pieces here. This is a C3. And we want this so the hook goes upwards. You'll see what I mean once I do this. So there we go. Like that, basically. That's going to hold it in place. Doesn't matter which way around it goes. I mean, it's going to be snugger that way, so we'll try that. Yeah, no, that's way too snug. Right, so yeah, go for the orientation that actually fits. That'll be a sterling advice. Right, so that one there, like that. And then finally, I'll flip this one over. We're going to take this piece here. That's going to slot over there. And that is that. Complete. Now you've got to make 5 of these. 6 of these in total, so you'll make 5 more of these. So again, I'm just going to get that done. Okay, so with all 6 of these made now, we're going to start installing them around the frame. Now we're only going to put 5 in, and the reason we're going to put 5 in is because we're going to check the gears are running before we go extreme and smack them all in. We're going to make sure these are actually running as they should be running, because if you put them all in, you're not going to see. See, there we go. Right, so it's going to start doing its thing, but yeah, so we're going to leave 1 empty panel, so I'm going to put 5 panels in, then we'll take a look. So I can see my gears are running fine now. I can look down in there. So my gears are going good. There we go. So that is as it should be. So now I can put the 6th ball on, and hopefully the gears will remain running. Okay, so now I'm happy that's worked. Flip this upside down, because what we're going to do is we're going to lock these panels in place. And the way we're going to do that is with these tiny little pieces here. And they're just like, almost like keys. These are an E2. And they're like this, and they are just going to literally, use my tweezers here. They're going to slot in there. I'm going to pop that one in. It's fiddly. There's 10 of these in total to pop in. So this will just lock that panel in place, and that panel is going nowhere. So I've got another 9 of those to go in, and they go all around the edges, you can see, in the here and here and here, and that will lock all those panels in place. So I'm going to get that done. So this is the next part we've made. I didn't film this because it was really simple. I mean, we're literally just slotting these parts into place. It's very easy. But we're starting to make the pretty ornate parts for this. We're not going to be using that for a while. The next thing we're going to do is we are going to bring over A8, and we're going to be working on this. Okay, so here's what we've done with part A. We've added these B3s in the bottom here. Again, very simple. They just clip straight in. And then we have these parts here that we've put in the arms. The next thing it wants us to do is wants to take us over what they are calling P10, I believe. P8, sorry. I'll flip this over, and they want us to install this in. So we're just going to pop that down. And then these arms, it's going to be snug. It should hopefully hold this in place. There we go. So that's where we are. So you should be looking like this at this stage. No idea what that does. I don't know. Let's move on to the next stage. Okay, so we made a lot of progress on it. We've took the, I mean, you'll recognise this, and just slotted it down. It's a bit of wiggling to get it in, but you can see it all sits in there lovely now. We've added these elements to it. Again, it's nothing complicated that I need to kind of show you doing it. They just slot in. We have these 2 pins here, these 2 E8s I've put in, because we're going to do this all the way around. What we're going to do is we're going to take these parts here. That's going to slot over there like so. And we have to do that all the way around. So I'm going to crack on with that and get that done. Okay, so we've done that all the way around now. And now a similar thing again. Now once these are in, we're going to put in these 2 C8 pieces here. And we're going to take one of the C7s, and that's going to clip on top of those, like so. And we're going to do that all the way around, so let's get that done. Okay, some more progress. We've put the spring into the lower chamber. So if we go down there, that's where the spring is. And then this piece goes on top. I don't know why this is spring loaded. I don't know what this does. But we've got the small acrylic tube in there as well. But this is the way we're doing it. So I don't know what this does. I don't know why this is spring loaded, but I guess we're going to find out. Okay, so here's where we are now. So we've figured this out. So that's what that does. So that's why we've got a spring in there. So this will lock into place. So it's like a little jewelry box. I'm now just adding the ornate pieces. So I've added some more on here and here. I've got some ballerinas to go on here, some Rokr logos, and an ornate top. So I'm going to make those, get those installed, and then this one will pretty much be in the bag. Okay, there we have it. This is the Secret Garden music box complete, and it's very ornate, it's very pretty, and it does have some secrets. So what does it do? Okay, well firstly, if we push down and rotate, compartment number 1 opens up, but still can't get in. However, if you rotate this way, and you will see we rotate, we open up. It's really rather pretty. And that's how that works. So, I mean, again, you can't get a lot in there, but to sort of demonstrate what you can get in there, I've put my my wedding ring is in there at the moment. Put that back on, don't want to lose that. Never the end of it. So that's, yeah, that's what you can store in there. I mean, you could store a little trinket in there or something like that, but I think it's very cute. That goes back on. We do a turn of this one. Hold on, let me get that right. There we go, that's locked. We push down, we rotate, it locks back into place. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to wind it up, and I'm going to let it do its full sort of run so you can sort of see the gears moving when I rotate of it. Cute little thing. So that's it for this one. It's not overly complicated. I mean, it's quite it's very pretty. I mean, it's the most ornate one I've got. I think next to the next to projector. Just go again. So next to projector, it's incredibly ornate. It's very pretty. I would like to have seen some lights on it, if I'm honest. But I think it's very nice. So would I recommend it? Yeah, I would. I think it's a lovely thing. I wouldn't recommend it for a first timer because it can be a little bit tricky. If you make this and you're having problems with the gears where it's starting and stopping, you got to let them do a cycle. You got to let these things do a few cycles, and it just kind of loosens everything up. So any kind of like burrs or anything that were left on there will get worn off. But just let these things run. So wind them up, let them run. If they stop, give them a bump, get them going. And then once you've done that, you tend to find they work flawlessly. After a few sort of false starts, they sort themselves out. I really like that one. I do. It's of the 5 of this series that I've built. Where would I rank it? It's not as good as the projector. It's not as good as Starry Night, in my opinion. I would put it behind those. It's definitely better than the airplane control tower. The airplane control tower sucks. It's the worst Rokr model they've ever made. It's really bad, and it's completely out of character with the company. But the airplane control tower is terrible. But I really like that. It's just the Victorian lantern is the last one I need now. So I'm going to get it. I'm going to get the Victorian lantern because it's nice. If you haven't yet, please give us a like. It helps us a lot. But what helps even more is a subscription. So if you've enjoyed this, we've got other Robot Time, Rokr, real-life models on the channel. You can find them all in one playlist. We've got the book nooks, which you can see up here, and pretty much everyone you can see on these shelves. We've got the Dramatron, we've got Seymour the Robot Dog, all kinds of things. You can check those out. And if you're looking for something else other than this, we also do the Disney Dolls House. We're building the Titanic. We're building Iron Man. We build an Ecto 1 if we ever see parts for that again. And we've got lots of other fun things on there. We're very welcoming. If you've got any questions or queries, anywhere can I get this, and how do I fix this, you're more than welcome to contact us at buildingtheboys@outlook.com. And that's it from me. So once again, please remember to like and subscribe. And in a world where you can be anything at all, just be nice, and we will see you on the next one.